Okay, let me get this straight. If you want an Apple computer that can handle your tasks, easy to carry, and also let you game on your spare time, this M4 MacBook Air is the perfect choice for you. In this video, I will test 8 different games including Windows games, Mac native games, and mobile games to show you how well this machine performs. So if you're wondering if this Mac can game or you want to know how to game on your new Mac, this video is for you. Let's get started. So GTA 5 is the first one on the list. This is one of the most popular Windows titles. This game currently runs at 2K resolution with medium graphics settings, and we get FPS ranging from 50 to 60, which is pretty decent. And I'm pretty sure that if I lower the graphic profiles, I could get even better FPS. But this is already the best setting to play in my opinion. And as far as I can tell, the game runs pretty stable with little to no latency while playing, even during fast-paced scenarios that require quick compiling and rendering. So I'm currently playing in the story mode. The online version isn't available yet, so just be advised before you purchase this game. The next game is Cyberpunk 2077, which we get around 20 to 30 FPS while running at full HD resolution and low graphics settings. And before you say, how come people can play games under 30 FPS? I'm not trying to bring an argument here, but to be honest, the game performance isn't that bad, considering it's run under many translation layers to even be playable. But there's good news. Cyberpunk will release a native port on Mac later this year, so that means we can get not just a better frame rate, but also the game graphics will look more realistic with ray tracing technology from the M4 chip. And to make this game playable on Mac, I was using Crossover, which works like a translation layer between the two OS. Let me show you how to install it. The first step is to download Crossover through the link in the description, and make sure to use my discount code for 10% off. And after you successfully download, you can click on the zip file to decompress it and drag the Crossover icon into the application folder. Now double click on Crossover and open it. Just as simple as that, you can now easily install any popular Windows game from this dashboard. Crossover is very optimized and easy to use. For example, when you install an application like Steam, Crossover will also install necessary software or driver that support the application. And once you complete the Steam installation, you're just gonna double click on the icon, log in, and download Windows games from your Steam library. So Windows game has been amazing, but what about games that build directly from macOS? Let's find out. The first one on the list is Resident Evil 4. This should be the first one you try when you get your new MacBook Air, especially if you enjoy zombie type of game. Resident Evil 4 runs smoothly at 60 FPS with 1080p resolution, medium graphics settings, and Metal FX upscaling set to performance. Since this game is native to Mac, you can simply download it directly from the App Store. You can also find macOS compatible game on Steam by installing the Steam app on your Mac, log in with your credential, and then installing the game as usual. One of the games that you could get for free on Steam now is Counter-Strike 2. This game was one of my childhood favorite games. Very classic and doesn't require much of the space, but still offer a great experience. This game is one of the most playable on Mac. You could get up to 80 FPS while playing with full HD resolution and medium graphics settings. The next one on the list is War Thunder, which is one of the free-to-play battle games. It lets you choose your battlefields from aviation and tank battles to naval combat. This game also supports cross-platform gameplay, allowing you to compete with players from Windows, PlayStation, or Xbox. This is not an ultra-graphic game, but it is very well optimized for macOS. With the max setting, you can easily get from 70 to 100 FPS without any latency. And lastly, League of Legends. I don't think I need to introduce much about this game because it is so popular. Just a quick note here, League of Legends is not native on macOS, which I think soon will be. Right now, it's still run under Rosetta 2. And you can get this game through the Riot App Store or from the link on my description. Even the game is not native, but it still runs at over 100 to 120 FPS, which is absolutely no-brainer to download and play this game with your friends. And speaking of playing game with friends, the next title that comes to my mind is PUBG Mobile, since I used to play it a lot with my friends. And I always feel like I had a cheat code every time I play because I use a keyboard and mouse instead of my phone touchscreen. PUBG Mobile runs flawlessly on this MacBook Air with 40 FPS at ultra graphics setting and absolutely no latencies or crashing during gameplay. Even with more graphic demanding titles like Genshin Impact with a lot of effects or surrounding detail, we still get a pretty good FPS up to 60 while the game remains responsive. And this great performance is all thanks to the excellent compatibility of the Android emulator. That is why I'm using MuMuPlayer Pro, one of the best Android emulator for Apple Silicon Mac. And here's how you can install it. You will find the download link in my description, and once you download it, just drop it into the application folders and you are all set. Now when you open the emulator, you will see the Play Store where you can freely download any mobile game that you like. MuMuPlayer Pro also supports a key mapping tools, allowing you to easily map control to your keyboard or controller for a better gaming experience. And now you might be wondering, how about the temperatures and the battery? Is playing game gonna drain your battery? Let's find out. So to be able to answer that, I did a small experiment where I play multiple games in an hour straight, and this is the result. And as you can see, we are now at 64%, which means 36% of the battery was accumulated in the past hour. So approximately 3 hours of gameplay for one charge. And in terms of temperature, we get an average internal temperature of 73 Celsius, which is not really bad, because Mac generally can handle temperature up to 100 Celsius. So if you're planning to play game for a few hours a day, you don't need to worry about thermal throttling. But yes, playing for a long time will affect the performance and battery of your Mac for sure. So what do you think? Please let me know in the comment what do you think about the MacBook Air capability of playing game. Would you play game after you see like the temperature up to 75 Celsius? Are you scared of playing game gonna break your MacBook? Just let me know on the comment. I really want to hear your thoughts. And also if you want to see the breakdown of the MacBook Air performance, I did make this video, but very less view. I don't know why. Please watch it. Other than that, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.
Superiority. Food has never been this self-satisfying, featuring organic